I had been arrested numerous times by the time I was 17.
Really?
And,
How many times? All right, so let's take a look at this phobia of yours. This is you're scared, and I think a lot of people are of
spiders.
Spiders. All right, and is it small spiders or big or just any spider?
I think just typically any spider, and I'm not quite too sure where this came from. Like there wasn't anything that happened in my past, you know, that.
What do you do when you see them?
Well, it all depends on how close they are.
I just think if you held one, it would be different. So, look, here's the thing. What's your name?
Joe.
Hi, Joe. Okay, it's a tarantula. It's obviously... You're not helping. Okay.
Right.
It's gonna be fine. If you put this, no, you're gonna want him to do it in a minute. If you just put this in your hand and hold it in your hand, we're gonna give everyone in the audience 2 tickets to go see a movie at the AMC Theater, so that would be your movie. No. Do you want me to hold it? My hands are cold. Is it all right? He's gonna do it. I'll hold it just to show you that I'm not scared.
Applaud.
All right.
Okay.
They don't bite. It's just a.
Wait, they
think
don't
of it
bite,
as
Joe?
it's like a kitten.
Like a kitten. All right.
Just do your hands like mine, straight out. All right. Now they're going to go see your movie.
Well, you know what's interesting is when because we would move a lot. So by the time I got to, I was going to high school. I think at first it was in Hawaii, and then I went to high school kind of all over the place. But when I first got to a new high school at that age, I was at the size I was, and everybody thought, honestly, they thought I was an undercover cop. Seriously, and I had no friends, and nobody, you know, and everybody's like, no, don't talk to him, he's an undercover cop. No girls, forget it, nothing.
Oh, poor guy.
Poor Dwayne.
Poor thing. It builds character. Look at you now. You're a nice guy because of all that.
I wanted to play pro, and I also wanted to work for the Secret Service. And that's what I got my degree in, was criminology. But the funny story was, by the end of my junior year, I finally had the bright idea of asking the professor, well, how much am I gonna get paid? And he told me, and I was like, oh my God. And you know, here's the thing, I mean, the Secret Service, they are true heroes, they protect our leaders. But I looked at him, I'm like, you know, that's not take a bullet pay for me. I can't do it. So by that time I was already too late, so I wound up graduating with a degree in criminology. I don't like rides that you really get strapped in. Yeah, I have that phobia. You know, and especially if they're bars. You know, I don't know where it comes from. Probably something happened when I was 5 or 6 that I have to see a therapist about in a couple years. But I'm not quite too sure where. But it's funny, we all took a big trip to Disney before we shot the movie. So it was myself, Carla, the director, the kids, everybody was there. And as we're walking on the rides, you know, we have a tour guide with us. So I kind of pull the tour guide aside and say, hey, what kind of ride is this right now? What's gonna happen? And he's like, oh, it's great. It's gonna go up and you're gonna go down and around. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay off to the side. He's like, oh, okay, sure, no problem. But then the worst part about it is there's everybody standing in line waiting to get on the ride, and here I am just standing there, and they're like, hey, Dwayne, hey, how come you're not going on the ride? There's like hundreds of people asking me that. And I'm like, I'm on the BlackBerry. It's Hollywood business right now. It's very important stuff right now. I can't. I gotta do this.
So you're scared.
I had been arrested numerous times by the time I was 17.
Really?
And,
How many times?
9 times.
You were arrested 9 times before you were 17?
By the time I was 17 was my 9th arrest. And
what
I started
were you
getting
doing?
arrested. Just a lot of bad things that I shouldn't have been doing, from fighting to theft and making the wrong decisions, running around with the wrong people. You know, so that's why the script spoke to me. In the documentary, I watched the documentary, and I knew these kids, and I knew what they were going through.
What made you stop?
What made me stop was, you know, I was fortunate I had somebody in my life who cared, who invested a little bit of time in me, and I had loving parents as well as great coaches. But, and I continued to get in trouble, by the way, so it was a work in progress. It wasn't until I was 17, and my mom had come to get me out of jail a whole bunch of times. And somebody finds that funny? But she did. She came to get me out of jail all the time. And, you know, it was always the same thing. She would be crying, and then I'd get big tongue lashing and just how awful things are, and you can't keep disappointing like this. But then on the last time I got arrested when I was 17, my mom picked me up, and I was waiting to hear the worst. I was waiting for that big tongue lashing, but she was crying. Now she's crying with no more words. She's not saying anything. And, you know, for me, I love my mom, and she's turned into my greatest fan and such a great friend. And when she's crying with no more words, that hits you, and that hit me like a ton of bricks that I can't keep. And life is tough enough. Life was tough enough for us back then through evictions and everything else. And I thought, wow, life is throwing a lot of crap at my mom. And here I am. Oh, here, Mom, here's some more crap. And I couldn't do it anymore, so I had to make a change.